Hey everybody, it's Doug with the Make Maine Your Home team over at Remax Oceanside. In this episode, we're going to talk about how a member on my team, Leah, has lived on a boat. Let's do this. All right, guys. Hey, like I said, in this week's episode, I have Leah Polans. Hi, Leah. How are you?
Hello. I'm great. How are you, Doug?
Good. So we're going to talk about Leah's life a little bit. She lived on a boat a lot in her life. You know, sometimes I talk to people that are just like, I just like to, buy a boat, just live there. So I figured we'd give some insight on what it's like, challenges, pros, cons, all that kind of stuff that Leah can tell us about. So going to be lots of cool information. There's going to be lots of cool stories. So you're going to want to stay to the end. And of course, remember to hit subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notified about new episodes if you like this one. And it would really help us out. So we appreciate that. Is this the first time you've been on our YouTube channel?
It is.
You guys may or may not. You probably don't know. But Leah is like the brains behind the YouTube channel. So it's very exciting to have her here. She does a great job coming up with content, producing. I would say she's the executive producer. But, when it comes to the YouTube channel. So she's our marketing and operations manager.
My husband edits the videos, so he's going to make me look good.
Hi, Leah's husband. What kind of started this?
So my parents had boats for my entire childhood growing up.
Okay.
We had a sailboat. It progressively got bigger over the years, and we would go different places. So for a while, we sailed, we did like expeditions, right? So we sailed down through Ecuador, through the Panama Canal.
Oh, that's cool.
And we went to the Galapagos Islands. What
was the Panama Canal like? Is it as cool as everybody thinks it's going to be?
So, it's a very interesting thing, but if I'm being completely honest, because I was a child, it was incredibly boring.
Yeah. Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Water slowly filling.
Yeah.
And then you go to the next area. And the water
right.
slowly fills.
Right.
So.
Like we would probably enjoy it now as adults, being like, wow, this is cool. What a good experience.
Wow, look at what humans made. But I took a nap.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Okay. How often did you guys live on boats? Like, what's the longest you spent? I know that's kind of a two-part question, but just kind of get an idea around there.
So it was mostly like expeditions or like trips when I was younger, where we would go for like prolonged amounts of time. In the summer, we would spend a lot of time like cruising up and down the coast in Maine.
Oh, cool.
Going to different islands, seeing different artists, whatever. Now,
did you go like from marina to marina, or was it like you throw an anchor out and this is where we're staying tonight?
We would do mostly moorings. So mooring is where you tie it to a ball.
Yeah, those big balls that you see out there.
Yeah.
Like, what is that used for? Well, there you go.
Oh, so we would do that. And then when I got older, my mother got a motorboat, kind of like a fishing vessel.
Yep.
And we would live on that during the summer. And then that slowly transitioned to living on it year round.
Oh, interesting. How many years, I guess, would be the question? Like, did you live on it for like a whole year? Was that like your primary residence?
Yes. We had no other place to live.
Okay.
It's just the boat.
Okay. So my first thought is you must have had a post office box somewhere?
Yeah. So at the marina, you can get your mail.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah.
So most marinas have that setup like
they
that.
They do. So you can get all your mail there, and then they have everything. In fact, a lot of the time, your boat really isn't set up for you to do showers or use the bathroom full time.
Right.
So you go to the marina.
And obviously they charge you to use the slip.
Yep.
Is what they call it, right?
Yeah.
And then, but do they also charge you like a fee to use the facilities, or
nope.
just
so the facilities are included.
Okay.
Which is really nice, because sometimes I would just be in the area and I would just go into the marina and use the bathroom and then continue on my way.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's
great.
Yeah, if you're like out and about or whatever, so you have to shoot back there. Do all marinas have this kind of setup, or is is it very specific, like you got to go to a year round?
No, most marinas have showers, and if you have a slip or if you have access, even if you have temporary access, those slips are normally at the end of the dock. They're coming in and out more frequently than other people who are maybe tethered to the dock for longer periods of time. When you rent a slip in a marina, you get to utilize the facilities. That includes laundry. Normally there's like vending machines. There's normally some sort of like little store, bathrooms with showers, washer and dryer.
Like a ping pong table.
Sometimes. Yeah. They had a little like picnic area with barbecues.
Some of them over in South Portland I've seen they have like little places and picnic tables and stuff like that. So that's cool.
That's where we were, Southport Marina.
Oh, you were? Oh, good. Yeah, awesome.
And then we were at DeMillo's for a little bit as well.
Okay.
Which is really funny when you're coming home late at night and the dock is completely covered in ice. So
Yeah.
we're mostly ends and knees crawling back to the boat.
Right. Put your ice shoes on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nice. It's got to be a very tight-knit community, I would imagine. Like, I know a lot of people that live like out in the islands, so to speak, and I know that's kind of like a different world, very community-oriented. What's it like with like the other year-rounders and all that?
Yeah, so I mean, holidays are great. Christmas and stuff, people decorate their boats, lots of lights.
Right.
For 4th of July, people bring out all the drinks and they grill and everyone gets together on the docks. And
that's pretty cool.
Sometimes people take all their boats out to the islands and they'll do like a camp out and do like watching the fireworks, and people will set off their own fireworks and just kind of have a party. I think both people are very similar. You have people who have like lobster charter boats who come down and have their boat there. You have people who sail and go up and down the coast depending on the season.
Right.
And then you have like crazy people like us who would live on their boat year round.
Right. Just there.
Yeah. And there would be like probably like 2 or 3 of us.
Do you have like your own section? Like, yeah, they're...
Yeah. They group
There's those
together.
those guys.
And it's funny because all the boats come out of the water and go on the hard, which means they come out and they're put on to stilts.
Oh, right. Yes.
Our boats get winterized and we're in the water. So you're literally living in saran wrap.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
Like it's wrapped, but you're still in the water?
Yeah.
Is that really what happens?
Yeah,
Do they have to do anything to the undercarriage or anything like that?
No. So the bottom of the boat, there's really not much that gets done. It's mostly about using this heavy duty plastic wrapping and then shrink wrapping. And then we actually had a door built so that we could easily get in and out. It was like a wood frame door. We also cut out windows because it's like a foggy plastic, so you can't see through anything.
Right.
So we got like plastic sheets and cut out windows and then taped around them so that we could actually see out and not feel like we were produce.
Sitting in this plastic, man. Yeah.
It's very
Produce. That's kind of funny.
It's very surreal.
What are you guys doing for heat?
We connect to electricity. So that's...
So electric heat.
Yeah,
Sure.
so that's what...
Space heaters? Or just,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Space heaters are key.
Yeah.
I would have died if it wasn't for my friendly space heater.
Right.
In my body.
And probably a few of them, I imagine.
Yeah, so we had them in different areas. And it gets cold sometimes, but, you know, a lot of the time, you just bundle up.
I mean, it sounds awesome, and what an awesome experience. So I'm sure there's a big pro there that like, hey, what a cool experience.
Totally.
But I also, on the other side, I'm sure there's a lot of challenges. What can you tell me about some of the challenges there?
There is always something breaking. When you live on your boat year round, the cold is going to affect it. So there is always something broken. It's expensive to live on a slip. It's like a very high cost. And when you're using that much electricity 24/7, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like isolating a little bit because in order to like go anywhere, like when you wake up in the morning and you're in your pajamas and you're like, I'm going to go take a nice hot shower and then go get ready for the day.
Right. You got to say that. You got to get out of the plastic.
Yes.
And then
And you have to bundle up and you take all of your toiletries with you. So you have a bag that's designated.
Right.
You have to bring flip-flops.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then you go in and you dry off as much as you can before you go back into the cold.
Right.
You know?
Oh, isn't that something?
So it's like, it's a whole process.
It adds a whole other level of that.
And also just like the icy dock.
Right.
It's terrifying.
Right.
Especially when you come home late and you're slipping and sliding on the dock. I swear I came like this close to falling in the water at DeMillo's.
What were some of, like, you said you talked a lot about like fixing things and stuff like that. What's like the most common thing to go, like bilge pump or
like
that, or?
engine.
Yeah.
Always like engine issues.
Yeah. You're just there. Oh yeah. That doesn't sound.
You have to use specific toilet paper when you use the bathroom.
That sounds kind of crappy.
We literally had a poster in the bathroom, well, in each bathroom, that said the toilet rules, because like you have to be really careful about what you're doing. You know,
Rules like rules, not like toilet rules.
well, like both. You know, it's toilet rules.
Rules, man.
It was preferred that you know, only did certain activities in the toilet whenever possible. If you could go back to mainland to do the others,
Correct. Right.
And then you have to dump everything also because you can't just empty out.
Right.
So you have to go and
Get it pumped or whatever. Is that how that? Yeah, sure. So similar like a camper, I guess, from that perspective.
yeah.
Right.
And if it gets backed up or if there's an issue, it's really unpleasant.
Right.
Also, like privacy. I mean, I was a old teen living with my family.
Oh, isn't that something?
On a boat.
It's an interesting age to be on a boat. Yeah, sure.
And I just really needed privacy. So I wasn't there as much, probably.
Right.
Like I was like,
I'm getting the hell out of here.
I'm going to go stay with friends, anywhere else.
Yeah.
Boat.
Yeah.
There was 3 animals. So it was tight quarters.
Oh, wow. What an experience.
Seriously.
Huh.
And space. There's not that much space. So you have to be really selective about what you're bringing and what you have with you.
Now, overall, would you call this like a good experience? Like, do you look out back on it with like fond memories? It seems like you do. I can kind of tell you're talking.
Totally. I loved it. And it was like cool, like telling people, right? Like,
oh, yeah.
Like people would be like,
what conversation started?
Yeah. Like, oh, yeah. Like,
where do you live? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Especially in February, like
now, like, oh, there's that girl who lives on a boat. That's weird.
yeah.
This adds to the story.
right.
So yeah, so like, I don't know, it was cool. It made me be more adventurous. Not just on the fact that like we would go do things with the boat, but also I made really good friends with boats and we would go do things. And then also I would want to get the hell out of there. So I would go and do other things.
Right.
So
probably things that you might not have done.
Yeah.
You know, if you lived in a normal house or whatever. You know, yeah.
So I'm really grateful that I had that experience and just like a little weird thing, especially living in Maine on a boat. There's people in Florida, people North Carolina.
Well, that's right. Yeah, you can almost expect that. Like, oh, I retired to Florida, now I live on my boat. Actually, I know a lot of people that have done that.
Yeah.
You know.
So that makes sense. But it is possible in Maine.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest thing.
Right.
But it's kind of worth it just because of the community and what you really get to do.
Yeah. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thanks for sharing your story. This was fun. So it seems fitting that we need to, close this.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So hopefully you enjoyed this video about living on a boat. Hey, if you've lived on a boat or if you have any comments or questions, comment below. Let us know what you think. And remember, if you make Maine your home, even if it's on a boat, you don't have to do it alone. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and one of these buttons over here. You get a lot of great information about real estate, the state of Maine, cool things to do, all that kind of stuff. And of course, if you have any questions at any time, comment below or hit us up on all social media platforms and we'd love to help you out. And we love talking about Maine and real estate in Maine.